Hey guys, it's Eli. You know, it's the middle of July, well, the beginning of July. Which is s'more season. So I thought we'd talk about marshmallows. Okay, we're not going to talk about this kind of marshmallow. We're going to talk about the plant marshmallow. And actually, what really encouraged me to have this discussion, I'm going to walk over here in the sun for just a minute so y'all can see this. My husband is growing me marshmallow plants. Hope y'all can see that because I can't tell. The sun's getting in my eyes. Well, I know when I replay the video. So I'm going to walk back over here so I can see y'all. Okay, so let's talk about marshmallow. Now, I have some bad news. There is no marshmallow in this. There used to be. When marshmallows were first created, they were made from the roots of the marshmallow plant. That's how they got their name. Unfortunately, like so many other things that start out as real food, these are now made in a factory. They have taken the marshmallow out of them and replaced them with corn syrup. So why in the world did they end up with this from marshmallow plant? Well, it's simple. Because marshmallow is a gooey demulcent. If you've ever soaked chia seeds or flaxseed and after a little while they get all mushy and gooey and stringy, okay, that is the demulcent property. And marshmallow has that property. And it's also super sweet. So it does that gooey, stringy thing so that it like I said, it was the marshmallow and marshmallows until it was replaced by corn syrup, which if you've ever seen or dealt with corn syrup, is also gooey and stringy and has that same ability to where when you pull a marshmallow apart, it stretches. And yes, I was pulling my marshmallow apart. So I want to talk about the plant though. I don't want to talk about the food. I want to talk about the plant. As I said, marshmallows are a demulcent, and they are probably my favorite demulcent. There are a few others, but I love marshmallow. It's a sweet taste. So remember when we talked a few weeks ago about taste? It's that sweet taste. It's also cooling and moistening. Very, very nice. Very nice. You use it for dryness, especially because it's very moist, very that gooiness can be very soothing. It can also relax and cool things. So you want it for dry, you want it for hot, you want it anything like that. Now, what you do want is that demulcent property. That is the biggest property people use. And it coats. Now, the nice thing of it is you don't have to let it soak to get that property, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So marshmallow, for the most part, affects the organ. It actually doesn't affect the organs. It affects the tissue. The tissue that's in the organ is what it affects. And basically, you want to look at organs and tissue states that the marshmallow can touch. It needs to be able to coat it. It needs to be able to cover it. It needs to have that soothing reaction. So we're talking the throat. We're talking the lungs. Don't ask me how it gets in the lungs. I just know it does. I know you don't choke on it like if you swallow water and they get in your lungs. But it'll coat your throat. It calms and soothes the lungs. It is really, really good for the digestive system, the stomach, all of that. It's really good for the urinary system. It can help soothe to the release of the kidney stones. So it's really good for the kidneys. Like if you're trying to get rid of a kidney stone, taking marshmallow and letting marshmallows kind of coat the tube helps that stone get out a little better, because my understanding, I've had kidney stones. They're like little grenades trying to go through. They got all these little prickly things coming off them. And so they're hitting the sides of the tube. So when it's coated in marshmallow, it can help with that relaxation. Another great thing for marshmallow is constipation. Because there again, it coats and it cools and it soothes. Because a lot of times with constipation, you're talking dryness. Now, marshmallow is not going to affect the stool, but it's going to coat and soothe the tube, the colon, where the stool is coming out, and help that stool slide out easier. So that is why I love marshmallow. It's a coating, soothing. You can use it in anything if you have ulcerations that you need soothed and cooled, anything like that needs coated. It's really good for stomach upset. It's really good if you have your stomach tissue needs to be calmed and soothed. As I said, it's really good for the lungs. Harsh, hard coughs, those dry coughs that you just can't get rid of. I love Marshmallow because it coats the throat at the same time. Now, here's the thing about Marshmallow. As I said, we want that demulcent action. That demulcent action does not come out in alcohol. Therefore, you do not want to use a Marshmallow tincture. It won't work, and it's really messy. If you do get some demulcent action out of the Marshmallow in tincture form in the alcohol, it's really kind of icky because the alcohol is actually breaking down that demulcent action. So what you want is you always want to serve Marshmallow with water. You want it in a tea form. You can steep it. You can do a hot tea. It is mostly we use the root of the Marshmallow plant. So you want to do I just lost the word. You want to do a decoction. There it is. You want to do a decoction where you are warming up the water with the roots in it so that as the water comes to a boil, it helps break down those roots. So, or you want, so that's the way you want to do it. What you want to do is you want to put your water in with your roots cold, let everything heat up, and then leave the Marshmallow roots in the water and let it steep. The best way, though, to use Marshmallow is to use it cold. Do it as a cold infusion. Put your Marshmallow in your water and then put it in the fridge and let it soak overnight. And you can actually see the demulcent, the mushy kind of cloudiness to the water the next morning. A third way that I like to do it is make sun tea. Let the sun kind of break that down. But there again, just like with any of the sun tea, if you start with cold water and let the sun heat it up, you're going to get more of that demulcent action. So that is Marshmallow, people. It's an herb that I love. You got to try it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have anything else you'd like to respond to. You guys have a good day.